Hello, this is Kazuyoshi Hisano. This program is Habit Craft for Your Future, Transforming Thoughts and Actions. I'm writing this program in Japanese as well, and I'm talking about habit craft that will help you build a better future. And I receive questions from my Japanese audience. And one of the questions is about designing the habits. So it goes like, how should I design my habit? I know this is not an easy question, because I don't think you will learn how to design your habits at school, at high school or junior high school or college or university or kindergarten, elementary school. I don't think you learn directly about designing your habits. But in the process of education, obviously, teachers will teach you how to do things smoothly or effectively, and in the process you will not, without knowing that this is about designing your habits, but you will learn from a lot of topics the good way to build your habits. But this time I'm talking about directly designing the habits. And the secret is, of course, you will not focus on the habits. You will need to focus on the goal. As I mentioned in the previous program, that habit is part of your goal. Because if you achieve your goal, that means that you have built certain habits and you have done it continuously, and you have improved something that is necessary for you to achieve your goal. It means that habits are part of the goal. So if you have achieved your goal, that tells you that your habits worked. So let's step back and think about, I haven't yet achieved my goal, but at least I have set my goal. Alright, if you have set your goal, now the habits will emerge there, and you will see that what is necessary. And you can find what's necessary for you to achieve that goal. So the trigger is to think about your goal or describe your goal. Have a vision of that. And because we know that this is coming from the cognitive science and psychology, what is important is that you will fully utilize your brain power, and such kind of visualization, like imagining what's going to happen when you have achieved your goal, that gives a certain signal and order to your brain, and that will bring some idea of what is necessary. But this is not yet done. So therefore you need to break this down further to a specific activity that really sounds like habit. You think about this. You have never done this, running a full marathon. This is just an example. So You can translate this into any activity. However, to make it easy, let's use the example of challenging to run the full marathon for the first time. Alright, your goal is to complete the full marathon. And at this point, we don't worry about the time. Let's just focus on completing the full marathon. Alright? And okay, you have set the goal to, alright, I gotta complete the full marathon on the date this. I don't know, 3 months, 4 months from now, but in any case, you have decided that's gonna be a goal. So what immediately comes to your mind is usually, okay, I have to practice, or I have to run. Okay, that's good. But my question is that a habit? Of course not, because it's just that you start thinking that you need to run. Alright, then the question will be like this. When do I run? And how many times a week? Well, let's leave it later to think about when, and let's first decide how many times. If you're a beginner, maybe 3 or 4 is good enough. 3 days per week. Let's challenge that. Okay, 3 days per week. I'm gonna run 3 days per week. Is this a habit? No, I don't think so. Because you haven't answered the question of when you are going to run. Right, I'm gonna run in the evening or in the morning. 3 days per week. Doesn't sound like a habit yet. To me. Just make a decision. I'm gonna run on the morning, 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. 3 times a week. Oh, it's getting close to a habit. But I don't think this is a habit yet. Of course, the question is, which day of the week are you going to run? Oh, it's just when I have time. Doesn't sound powerful. Alright, then, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Those are the days that I'm going to run. Oh, if you keep doing that, it's gonna be a habit, maybe. Well, what if you have, for any reason, for rain or any reason, you had to skip? There's one way that you will just forget about that and just keep doing that 3 days per week, starting from next week. That's one solution. And the other one could be like this, a little bit advanced, but if I couldn't run in one of the days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm gonna do that on behalf on Saturday. Oh, that sounds like it's getting close to the habit. Because it's about the entire, it's not just a resolution, it's a system process that help you keep running 3 times a week. Of course, it's not solid enough, but strong enough. The reason is you're just saying that I'm gonna run. Okay. But with questions, there are a lot of questions. What are you going to wear? I'm talking about the clothes. And what do you need to run 30 minutes? Then you need to do a warming up and a cool down afterwards. Which means that if you need 5 minutes for warming up, and 5 minutes for cooling down, that essentially means that you're going to just be able to run 20 minutes. It's okay. It's just what you are going to design, what you are going to decide. So it's all up to you. However, we have to be much more specific and break down the concept into a smaller piece so that you'll be able to see exactly what that means. So run every morning or 3 times a week is not a habit yet. Because when you make it a habit, you're going to be able to do that without thinking or with very, very limited thinking. You don't need to think too much. But if you just say that I'm going to run 3 times a week, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the morning. Even if you're at 6:30 to 7 a.m., still it's vague. It's not direct. So designing habits are about breaking down the big goal into a lot of chunks so that you can see them and you can understand, and of course you can digest and try to do that. That is the way that you can design your habit. Starting from the goal, increasing the visual image, and just wait and see what your brain will provide. This is a process that you will definitely need to do. You'll wait and need to wait for an idea of what is going to be the habit. And though, as I mentioned, the more you do this exercise, starting from the goal, thinking about what is necessary at high level, and then you start breaking them into the detail, and when you really, really understand what that detail means, you are getting close to make that a habit. And designing means that you will need to put that on a paper. It does not have to be a real paper, but you need to put that on the computer, and you need to have a statement explanation that you could tell other people what that habit means and how that is going to be effective. So this is the process of designing your habits. So the end target is that you will need to find out what's necessary and eventually put that on paper. Right? So that is today's topic about designing your habit. And of course there are much more detailed ideas, skills, so I'm not going to touch them now. However, if you keep listening to this, one day I will explain how to design your habits in a more concrete way so that you will benefit from my talk. Right, that is today's talk, and I'd appreciate that you register for this program so that you will not miss what I'm speaking. And other thing is that if you have any comments and you have any questions that you want me to mention in the program, please put that on the remark area, and I will see it and will respond, not by message, but in the class. Alright, thank you for listening, and I believe that I'm gonna be able to speak with you again. Thank you.